Hi, I'm Jock and this is my game Dwerg Saga. This is how I use the cloud to deliver a real-world mapped universe and a bit about my development process. Here's a screenshot of a tribe of dwergs, felling trees, mining out a home in the hillsides, laying floors, and harvesting fruits. Dwerg is just Old Norse for dwarf. Dwerg Saga is Dwarf Fortress without the vertical learning curve and with a friendly interface. One day it will be an emergent storytelling simulator. Dwergs have personalities and relationships, and their conversations will trigger scripted storylets. If you haven't played Dwarf Fortress, somewhere between The Sims and Minecraft in 2D. The popularity of Dwarf Fortress was given a boost by a group of players who shared successive games and wrote a story about it. So there's a desire for multiplayer in Dwarf Fortress. I like the idea of going out into the real world, finding stuff and bringing it back to my game at home. This is what has motivated me to create a persistent world mapped to the real world. So how does that work? Signed in user, I'm using Amazon's cloud service to do this. Players create an account and log in using the Cognito identity service. They create a tribe of dwergs, and this is uploaded to an S3 bucket with Lambda functions. Signed in users with a tribe can then connect to a game specific to their location. If someone else is already playing a game in the same real-world location, then they join that game. Otherwise, if the world for that location already exists, a game is created with that world and they join that. If the world does not exist, then it is generated, stored in an S3 bucket, and then the game is started. Whether worlds exist or not, whether what games are running is tracked in a MySQL database running on RDS. When all players leave a game, the state of the world is saved back to the S3 bucket and the database is updated. Games are run on Docker containers managed by the Elastic Container Registry and executed on Fargate, a serverless compute engine. AWS build pipelines monitor a branch on GitHub. When I push to that branch, all the lambdas in the Docker images are generated. Cloud services can give your game an extra dimension and are massively scalable, so don't be afraid to experiment with them. So what is my development process? I like test-driven development because it helps me focus on a small piece of the game at a time. As the codebase is growing, it sometimes feels overwhelming. An extensive test suite gives me confidence that I'm not breaking existing behavior when adding new features. I don't write tests for my user interface because it's tedious and brittle. The XNA architecture doesn't lend itself to being tested either. The core of my game is contained in libraries with no dependencies on the game engine. So, a test generally consists of instantiating a tiny world, usually 3x3x3, spawning agents with specific attributes, issuing a user command, updating the world, and asserting the expected outcome. So here's an example. Agents in deep water take damage from drowning. First we create an agent, we note his initial health, we create a location which I know is in deep water, we generate the world with a river in it, we spawn the agent in the river, update the world, and then assert that the health is less than its initial health. And here's that in action. Bye-bye Dwergs. And here are my contact details. Feel free to get in touch. Happy to answer any questions. Thanks for your time.